is a mess, Coach, but we getting ready to try to straighten it up.
Yeah. You know what? Since you're okay with addressing some of the negative comments, someone said in the comment, the most secret science is Marv is the architect of the problems we have today. He never takes responsibility for his role in driving hardworking blacks out of Compton. What would you say to him?
I say, I don't know where you get that from. I'm part of the problem of driving hard white. No, the hardworking blacks felt they wanted to go to Temecula and Diamond Bar and get closer to whites. We had a black-run city, and they ran from the city. Had nothing to do with Marv. I still got a house in Compton. You know what I'm saying? So I take responsibility for rejuvenating Compton. Omar Bradley was one of the top mayors that we had in building our city, and through blacks ruined him because he wouldn't bow down. So we've had the situations, but we just never had the backing. The people that said that they ran out of town, why did you run? If I was the problem, why didn't we take care of that problem then? Why am I still here?
Good question. I'm listening. Now, Marv, question. Now, are you still a member of the FOI?
Yes, sir.
All right, you still do the you still do security, right? Y'all still do security?
No. I graduated from that.
Okay. Does FOI still do security?
Yes, yes, some of them do.
How does FOI maintain the level of respect in the community that sometimes the police don't even get? Because I use them to do those all the time, as you very well know. And when the brothers were there, we didn't have no problems. You know,
right. At that time, we've lost a lot of respect over the years through the little situations that's happened that hasn't been acted on and hasn't been movement. So a lot of people got the nation in a lesser light than it was when in the 80s and the 90s when we was pushing a hard program. Now they done got softer and gentler, and people feel now they're admiring gangsters instead of Muslims.
Damn. That's a mouthful.
That's deep. That's deep.
I mean, so you look at a young man. Your homeboy is making $300,000-$400,000. He's a rapper. He's taking you to strip clubs and you want to trade that in for a bow tie and a suit and selling bean pies on the corner? I think not.
How do we go back to a time where that was cool? Because remember the late 80s, early 90s where, you know, for a minute, 2 years or so, 3 years, everybody was pro-black. Everybody had the black medallions. It was, you know, Queen Latifah. It was, you know, that type of music. But then gangster rap came around. How do we get back to that? Because we should make putting on a bow tie and preaching a good message. We should make that cool, but unfortunately it's the drill and the kill this and the F my op and the smoke and the op. How do we get back to being a good person cool?
With the FOI during the 60s and the 50s, dudes was checking out of prison, checking right into Mars 27, checking in. Everybody wanted to be a Muslim because it was a push on white America. You feel what I'm saying? And they demanded pimps, hustlers, and everybody to respect the Nation of Islam. If you said, I drive Lincolns and eat bologna, you get smashed. It was called disgracing Islam. And brothers were acting like they believed it with their heart. Now, if somebody says something about Minister Farrakhan in front of a Muslim, half of these Negroes don't do nothing. You couldn't say nothing in the 60s about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and not get your face broke. So if you don't demand it, Moses just didn't go in the caves and talk to. He cracked the ring of fire. He cracked them over their head, and they walked around with dogs for 300 years. And Moses went in and checked them and straightened their back up. That's why white America always emphasized the cross. That's what brought him back to civilization. So we got to wake up to bed.
All right. We're live. I would love here, folks. We are live. We are live. We are live. We got about 70 people in the chat room right about now, folks.
Yeah. Please hit that like. Please hit that like button. I have a question. You know, unfortunately, Ayatollah Marv and Lonzo, we've lost a lot of rappers, specifically, you know, in the past. Just it seems like every week we're losing another rapper. Why do you think that is, Ayatollah Marv, and what are your thoughts on checking in?
Everybody checks in. I sold dope all over the United States. For me to go into Texas, to go into New York, I couldn't go in these states and just put my line down. I had to check in with somebody. See, it's a difference between checking in and paying rent. Now, if you come to my state and have to give me $10,000, that's paying rent for me to be in your state. But a safe haven for you, man, all the places that PMB could have went to Roscoe. He could have went to Roscoe's in Hollywood. He could have went to Roscoe's on Manchester and Los Angeles. He went to Maine and Manchester. What gave him that right and didn't talk to nobody about it? That's a death sentence. So checking in is logical. I just went to Chicago. I had to check in.
I got a question. When you check in, what do you mean? What do you mean by you had to check in?
It's like when you go somewhere, like it's in authority. If one police go to another state, he check with that police department and let them know he here. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, got you.
So if I go to your state and know Lonzo is running this part of the state, it behooves me to talk to Lonzo because I don't know the streets of your state. I don't know what's safe and what's not safe.
Okay.
And you can tell me, well, hey, bro, some of my people say they saw you over there. Ain't a good place to be. Man, like I said, I sold dope in 30 states of the United States, and I've never been jacked because I never influenced myself, thought I was bigger than the program.
Why does it seem to me like Black people are the only ones that need to check in?
And it's not that the Black people only. Do you know what made check-in possible? A white boy. When that little white boy came to, what's his name, 6ix9ine, he's the one started that check. I ain't got to check in. A white man ain't got to check in. You didn't hear nothing about no check-in policy before he ran his mouth. And everybody started getting offended about it. I ain't got to check in. Yeah, you do. You should.
So, okay.
And for the record, I think Charleston White is literally in Los Angeles as we speak. And I don't think he's checked in with anybody. He seems to just be bouncing around, going where he wants to go. Like, who needs to check in? People who are, I'm assuming you mean people who are affiliated with gangs.
No.
Let's say I own a business. Do I need to check in just because I'm going to Houston? You know, I own a car detailing shop and I'm going to do some car detailing in Houston.
When you go to Houston, you're checking. You're going to deal with some people in the car dealership in the detailing, right?
Yeah.
You're not just going in there to fool around, right?
Right.
So they know you coming, right?
Yes.
I kind of get it. It just seemed like, I mean, if you go someplace you don't know where you're going, it's best to tap in with somebody who knows what's happening in the area. I get it, but you know, some people make it seem like it's a mandatory thing. And there's a fee attached to that. If you don't pay this fee, your ass is in jeopardy. That's the part that I think some people got it kind of twisted, or seem to be that is, in some cases, even my man here in the chat room seemed like it's a bit of extortion. Okay,
correct.
All right, and that's the part I think people have an issue with. If I mean, you know, because I go to Oakland, I'm gonna check in with my cousins. My cousin lives in down by East 14th. They live in East Oakland. Now, East Oakland has changed dramatically since I was there last, okay? And used to be a time we would go down to the park, MacArthur Park, hang out, whatever the case may be. But my cousin, I ain't been in a while, but last time I was in Oakland, he said, hey, man, MacArthur Park ain't like it used to be. I'm going to his house and hang the fuck out. I ain't going to MacArthur Park. Even if we would go to MacArthur Park, my other cousin would put his shit in his bag to make sure if it was necessary, he had his tools to go to work. Okay. So, you know, Charleston, I mean, Ayatollah fell off.
Ayatollah Marv joined.
He back. Okay, let me hit him back in. All
right. Thanks, brother. Sorry, we lost you.
Okay, that's okay. So just you're talking about your car dealership and so you're going to Houston for a purpose, right?
Correct, yes.
And people know you're coming. The people in Houston know you're coming, huh?
Yes.
So you checked in.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
You ain't just popped up. You ain't just popped up on them, huh?
Right.
So you checked in.
You know, and
fair enough.
The way the streets are right now, I was in Sacramento. Where I wanted to go in Sacramento, where we were hanging out at, we was in the Old Block, Old Town, something like that in Sacramento.
Old Town, right.
Old Town, okay. And we was with some folks, and we right there in the heart of where it's going down at, but because we was with some folks that was already bona fide, we didn't have to check in because they're not coming no way. But it's just, I get it, because the streets are so unpredictable. You don't know what side of the street you're on, and you can find yourself caught up. But again, it's like we being preyed on, you know, because if you don't know who I am, that means you got the right to jack me.
It's not whether I got the right. It ain't but two things in the jungle, right? It's predator and prey. And if you are not predator, you the prey. So if you don't want to be a predator and you don't want to be the prey, stay the fuck out the jungle.
Well, shit, I guess that's why you got to check in to find out what the jungle is.
You got to find out what the jungle is, huh?
My finding out where the jungle is Googling. If I'm going to Arizona, I'm Googling what areas in Arizona not to go to, and I'm just not going to those areas. But I'm going in, I'm doing my business, and I'm out.
Yeah, you see most artists, they stay north of Wilshire because they know ain't no gang members coming over there clowning because them white folks not allowing them, huh?
Shit, at the same token, we got dudes getting killed at the Beverly Center. I mean, we lost Dollar at the Beverly Center. We lost,
all of that is personal. All that wasn't random.
Interesting. Hey folks, this is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. And I bet you some of y'all didn't know I had a book out, did you? Well, I do. NWA, Not Without Alonzo, available on Amazon.com, $14.95. But also, there is a comic book, limited edition comic book, Hip Hop Family Tree, featuring yours truly, Lonzo in the middle, Dr. Dre, and Yella. Limited edition, only available on my website, LonzoWilliams.com. Now, if you want both books, the Hip Hop Family Tree and NWA, both of them $30. Go to my website, LonzoWilliams.com. In the comments, put your name and what you want me to say. I'll autograph and make sure it gets to your house right away. Both books, $30, autograph, LonzoWilliams.com. And if you like me, you don't have time to sit down and read like I'd like to, but I love audiobooks. That's why I put my book, NWA, Not Without Alonzo, on audio. That's right, but it's available only on CD Baby. Why? Because I set every track, every story to music. So as you ride down the street, listening to the stories of West Coast hip hop, you got some fresh new tracks to bob your head to. Available only on CD Baby, NWA, Not Without Alonzo. Check it out, folks. Give you something to ride to. Peace.